Consciousness, the final frontier. These are the voyages into the universe between your ears. Our mission, to explore collective wisdom, seek out amazing secrets, and spread the message of personal potential.
So here's the thing.
Well, I think,
yeah.
Go ahead and finish the thought, because I
Cool.
want to make a comment on that.
Cool. So if you start with the positive, you're like super positive, good. Now get into the negative, write down what you don't like about yourself, what doesn't work, because life is not all sunshine and rainbows. We have to embrace the shadow, embrace the negative parts of ourselves. So get that out. And if you wrote only negative stuff, start writing some positive stuff as well, so that you can remember how powerful you actually are as a human being. And then once you do that, you've balanced it out, then take the negatives and cross them out. Who I am is a jerk. Cross it out. Okay, let it go. Like, you can even imagine like letting it go. Like, you take your hand and like pull the thought out of your head and like throw it away, throw it outside, throw it out of the window, and then write the replacement of it. Who I am is a jerk. Okay, cross it out. Nope, that's not me. Who I am is generous. Who I am is compassionate. Who I am is loving. Who I am is awesome, and everyone loves to be around me. And simply go through this process and start being aware of the programs and the thoughts that are running in the space between your ears, the universe between your ears.
Yeah. Well, you kind of answered the question I was going to get into. And that is that, if somebody is listening to that idea and says, yeah, it probably works, but I just have all of this negative. I don't see anything positive. I want to just make a point for anybody who may feel somewhere in that direction that it's okay.
Yeah.
Right. It's normal. Yeah. If you're struggling, you're going to feel negative stuff. Right. And it doesn't matter. The thing is, if you're interested enough in this discussion to stick with and listen to this, then you have that desire to change your situation. So it doesn't matter where you're starting from. It only matters where you want to go. Yes. And you just have to start. Right? The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. You just have to start.
Yeah. And
so you basically said it already, and maybe lots of negatives, but there are things, if you will just allow it, there are positive things that you can come up with that you will believe in.
Yeah.
Right. That said, I also want to point out that our brains are computers, right? We're biological computers. Yep. The difference between the biological computer and the physical computer with the hard drive is you can take a program off of that completely, or you can rewrite one line of code on that physical computer, and it completely changes the program. Right? Biological computer, you can't do that. What we get is layers of changes, and it's very, very difficult to make a single change that really negates all of the stuff that came before. Yeah. It's all sort of influencing whatever program changes you're making going forward.
Yep.
So you're going to have setbacks, you're going to have struggles going forward, but that's just a part of the game. And those are the things that allow you to see where you're making progress. They allow you to see opportunities and see lessons, right? Because if we just said, oh, well, I'm going to be different today, and it just happened, then there would be nothing. You wouldn't learn anything, and you wouldn't get any satisfaction. There is no journey, right. And that's really, it's funny, as you get older and you get experience with stuff, you really find out that all of these cliche phrases like, oh, it's all about the journey, they're really true.
True, yeah.
Because it's getting to the end point, I got all the money and the cars and the girls and the house and that's great. But if that's the only bit of your experience, you haven't learned anything and you haven't enjoyed anything.
So I 100% want to speak to this because it came up for a reason.
Go for it.
For anyone out there listening, if you're desiring to be somewhere, earning 6 figures, $1 million, $10 million, 8 figures, 9 figures, $1 billion. I don't care, whatever it is. You want the nice house. You want the man or woman of your dreams. You have this future. And for most people listening, I'd say you're probably more in tuned with that. You probably know what you want if you're listening to this, or at least have some clue. And if you don't, that's perfect too. But if you know what you want and you have a clear vision, and if you want help clarifying your vision, reach out to Tim or myself. We're great at asking questions to help you clarify that. We're great coaches. We're laser focused on what will make the biggest difference for you. So here's the thing. If you know what you want, if you have that vision clear, then what you can do is start reverse engineering back to the point that you're at right now. Start creating a plan to achieve that. Now, here's my challenge that I've been having to deal with is I got so attached, so in love with this vision of what my life is going to look like, because it is freaking going to happen. Whether I like it or not, whether the universe likes it or not, it's going to happen because I say so, dang it. And I'm stoked to create it, right? And I think that's the most important thing. Be inspired by it.
Yep.
And I would have so much attachment to being in that vision. And like, I want to rip it out of the future and bring it to now. Like, that's how bad I want it. But the lust for that vision to be here now without appreciating all that I have right now, all the amazing people in my life, this interview, right? The clothes that I have on my back, the type of car I drive, the type of food I eat, the ability for me to go to a gym and train myself, right? Versus like hiring a expensive personal trainer or someone to kick my butt for me, right? There's all these things that I wish were different about my life. And because I wished so hard and was so attached to having those things, I wanted them so bad. Because of that, it robbed me. It stole the joy, the love, the presence, the magnificence, the wonder, the imagination from this present moment. This present moment was never enough. I always had to be driving and going and creating and building. And that so stole this present moment from me. So for everyone out there listening, if this is resonating with you, one, you are at the perfect place in your journey. Like, seriously, one thing that I've been doing is learning how to breathe and just be present, right? So everyone just take a deep breath and get grounded. Deep breath in and let go. Such a powerful exercise just to like stop the habit loops, stop the unconscious, subconscious programming that keeps us going. Rat race, hamster wheel.
I want to speak to what you were just saying about the wanting it so badly and not appreciating where you're at. I feel I'm blessed in that I don't have this overwhelming expectation really that it's all got to happen really fast.
Yeah.
I can be pretty satisfied in the moment if I see progress. Right? I'm less concerned about how soon am I going to get there than I am about am I moving in the direction. So that's something else that I want to just sort of dangle out there for people that, you know, I don't know. I guess it's back to the same point, is that the goal is in the journey.
Yeah.
Right? If you go from here to there and you're the same person because it happened in 20 minutes, you're not going to be any happier. You'll be happy for an hour because you got all the stuff. And then after a while you go, well, cool, but you know, I really can't, I got nobody to share it with.
Yeah.
I don't care about it.
Right.
Because
or it's like the
I didn't
thoughts.
have to work for it.
Yeah. The self-defeating thoughts of I'm not worthy, I'm not enough.
That too.
Those are thoughts that you have to transcend to be able to achieve a lot of these goals. You have to master them. You have to make them your slave versus you being a slave to them. Right. I choose what thoughts I think, and being conscious, being aware. So like that becoming is so critical.
We have an interesting issue, I think, in the Western world, because we you have these people that are on this enlightenment path, and they look to India in particular, these masters from the East, the swamis and stuff, and God, they've got it all. They've got it down, man. They know they're there. That's what I want, and they go over there, and these guys are, they're sitting around smiling. They have nothing, right? They're happy. We want the happiness, but we want all the stuff. And you go over there and they say, well, get rid of all your stuff. You want to be happy? Get rid of all your stuff. Get rid of your attachments to stuff, and they come back here and they're confused and they're trying. I see some people that they're preaching this, but they're not trying to live it, And the ironic thing is that if you can actually get to where they are, you don't care about the stuff. But if we look at that and realize that part of us is going, but I really want the stuff, I want to be happy. I want to not care about it, but I really want it.
Yes.
I want to get almost to there.
Yes.
But I don't want to have to give it all up. We're complex. It's tough being human. Dude, it's
so challenging.
We have all these contradictory messages and ideas,
Man. Yeah, and for everyone listening, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
God,
you have been programmed by the media, by education, by your parents, whatever, your DNA, even your genes, to want, to desire, to lust for things. It's not your fault. And now that you're hearing this message, you have a choice. So what choice are you going to make? And it's continually choosing to be your greatest possible self. It's continually choosing to be your highest self. It's continually choosing to be as close to God or source or spirit. Like, who is that? What is that? How would that person show up? It's a journey to remember that we're all connected, that we're all the same. We're all reflections of each other, of this pure spirit and source that we came from. So I think it's so important to just have that forgiveness for ourselves so that we can share it with others and help the entire
you're what I'm hearing is that you're saying change the focus from stuff to growth. That's what you want to desire, is growth. Becoming bigger and better as a human being, and I personally, I think whatever direction you want to take that is cool. There's a million different paths to enlightenment and whatever, just being a better person. Whatever works for you is great. As long as you're not hurting other people by doing it,
that's it.
It's the perfect path, man.
That's it.
So it's kind of the two sides to the coin, is that, the good news is there's a million different ways to do it. The bad news is you got to figure out which one of the million works for you. There's no cookie cutter. So, yeah. So, good stuff.
Yes.
So let's talk about what you're doing today.
Cool.
Aside from the marathon every Wednesday, Burn It Up coaching. Obviously, you're coaching people. Do you have a specialty, or do you have an area that you really? Maybe it's not your specialty, but you have an area that you really love to work in, or what? Tell us.
Yeah, so I said it earlier, igniting bold, conscious, loving leaders. Okay, that's who we attract. That's who we are at Burn It Up Coaching. And the three things that we help these bold, conscious, loving leaders with is eliminating self-sabotage, experiencing emotional mastery, and exuding more confidence. And for everyone listening, I used to be the type of person, a coach, where I wanted to get people I wanted to get people to double their revenue. I wanted to get people to grow their marketing. I wanted to get people to, experience all these business results. And in truth, I've had some experience with growing small businesses, but I haven't yet produced the results that I wanted to produce for my clients in these areas. And so one of the biggest points of contention for me and feeling of inauthenticity was saying that I could help people with these goals of like doubling revenue and stuff, but not really feeling like, hey, I've done this time and time again. That's my bread and butter. And so one of the recent breakthroughs for Burn It Up Coaching and myself and my team is that I have mastered eliminating self-sabotage. I have mastered, and of course it's a constant process. Mastery is never ending, right? But like to a certain degree, I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of distinctions, a lot of progress, a lot of processes in these areas of eliminating self-sabotage, experiencing emotional mastery, controlling the thoughts in your head, controlling energy. How do you show up for 12 hours straight and talk to people and interview and be creative and be funny, be captivating? Well, shoot, that takes some definite emotional and self-mastery. And then finally, how do you exude more confidence? Well, to be in front of people, to speak on Facebook Live, to share some of the stuff that I've shared. I have shared some really deep personal stuff that I probably shouldn't have in the grand scope of things, in terms of building my brand, in terms of, really having people be captivated, in terms of people really getting who I am. I probably said some things that turned a lot of people off. I probably said some things that were not in my highest and best good for building a brand. But because I was so courageous and willing to take those steps, even if I mess up, even if I say the quote unquote wrong thing, even if I say the thing that hurts my chances to land a client, right? It's great because it's a step along the journey and I'm trusting the process. So those are the three things that we do: help people eliminate self-sabotage, experience emotional mastery, and exude more confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, because number one, eliminating self-sabotage, I think everybody would pretty much be on the same page in terms of what self-sabotage is. Okay, that's fairly easy to understand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The last one, number 3.
It's exude more confidence.
Confidence.
Yeah.
That we all understand what confidence is about. Emotional mastery. This is a term that lots of people will have never heard. Lots of people, most people, I'm going to guess, probably, you hear things and they create some sort of idea in your head.
Yeah.
But
who knows? Who knows what it really is?
Yeah. So coming from the horse's mouth, talk about that. What does that mean? How does the blue collar guy relate to that?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Maybe it's just a different terminology that he needs to hear. Elaborate on that idea.
You got it. And for everyone listening, if you could see, if you zoomed out, saw the meta of what Tim just said and pointed out, is sometimes the message sent is not the message received. So he's just making sure that the message that I'm sending is the message that you're receiving. And I love that, because a lot of communication, a lot of problems arise in relationships and in life because of communication, because communication is not clear. So I love that you did that, Tim. That's awesome, man. Great. Keep more of that up in your life and the people around you's life. It's great. So emotional mastery. What is emotional mastery? It's really this place of being with yourself, like how you show up, how you relate to yourself, is that you are able to direct your life how you want it to go. You're able to really produce the result that you want to produce, right? So we talked about self-sabotage, eliminating that. That's stopping the downward spiral. Emotional mastery is starting to propel yourself in an upward spiral. You get to start choosing the emotions you feel. You get to start thinking thoughts of gratitude and programming yourself to think those thoughts more often. So if you start thinking thoughts of gratitude more often, will you have a better life? Yes, you will, because you'll be grateful for what you have. You'll have a better mood. You'll be more energized. You'll be better and more fun to be around. People will enjoy having you around more. You'll be more attractive to people. You'll be more attractive to opportunity because you're grateful for what you have. You come across someone who's, this big time producer, or someone who could create a deal with you, an investor. And because you're someone who's grateful for all that you have now, not a snob, not a jerk, not someone who's better than everyone else, this person wants to work with you. Wow, surprise, right? So that's emotional mastery in the most broad sense, is like really just choosing how you show up, choosing your way of being, because most people think, when I have some kind of result, when I have the car, when I have the house, when I have the woman, then I'll be happy. Right. Emotional mastery flips the formula from have, do, be, right? Have the car. Then I'll take the actions of, picking up the phone 40 times a day and dialing customers. Then I'll take the action of, going out to amazing places with my girlfriend or boyfriend or dream guy, whatever. Then I'll be content. Then I'll be someone who is like on top of the world and in love with life. We flip that formula around from have, do, be to be, do, have. So first you be who you want to be. You be grateful, you be joyous, you be loving, you be content with all that you have now while still striving for more, while still having a vision and, driving if that's what you want, attracting what you want. So you be the who you want to be, right? Like Tim was saying earlier, the journey is not about getting there. The journey is about who you become in the process.
Right.
Who are you becoming in the process? How do you want people to relate to you? When you walk into a room, what do you want people to say about you? When you leave the room, what do you want people to say about you behind your back?
That's a better one. I think. Yeah,
absolutely.
They may not know you when you walk in, but when you leave, they're going to know.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So like really understanding how you show up in the world, who you're being. So when you leave the room, what people say about you behind your back, that's really who you are being. Right? Who you're being is this generous, vibrant, lovely guy who's like, or girl or whatever. And then you leave the room, they're like, oh my gosh, that person was generous and vibrant and loving and amazing. They're just amazing. Who was that? Yeah. Great conversation, right?
Yeah.
So it's choosing to be who you want to be now, choosing to be that person. Who is that person? What are the attributes? What are the thoughts? What are the places that this person goes to when you've achieved that thing of earning $1 million a year, having the dream guy or girl, traveling around the world, being free, whatever it is that you want? How does that person show up? And then start shifting your being, like being more grateful, being more connected, being more alive. And then you'll start taking the actions of picking up the phone, of asking women or men out, of looking at the different houses. You'll start actually, who you're being is abundant and you're a millionaire and you're going to get this amazing house. Even though you don't have the dream house yet, you'll start looking for the properties. You'll start like searching them around and going and visiting these gorgeous mansions because you're like, dude, I'm gonna live here. I love this. This is me. This is my identity. I live in houses like these.
Yeah. I want to jump in here because a piece of and maybe this is a kind of a practical idea around what you're talking about here is. I'm thinking somebody out there hearing this stuff for maybe the first time might be saying, well, I kind of get what he's talking about, but why the hell do I care? Right. So I'm relatively happy now. Life's all right. But here's the thing. And I don't have any sort of statistics or anything that I can point at. And I don't know that anybody, but when you start to go to these different events and things, when you're starting to open up and get new ideas and stuff, one of the things that you're going to hear is that you are, or your financial environment, your financial situation becomes a reflection of the average of the 5 people you most hang around with. Yes. Right? So let's assume that's right. That if I want to be a millionaire, I need to be rubbing elbows with millionaires.
Yep.
All right. This is the reason that you want to change who you are today, because they don't want to hang out with you today. You need them.
It burns.
You need them to want to hang out with you.
Yes.
You need to be the kind of person that they want to be with.
And
they're not seeking out the guy that makes 20 grand a year.
Real quick snippet. It's not about who you know. It's about who knows you, who actually cares enough to know who you are and what you're up to remember you. Like that's who you have to become, this awesome person in the process. So I love that, Tim.
We interviewed her today, but it's a woman I met through Facebook, and I am just in awe of her attitude and the stuff that she knows and her ability to communicate. And so and she's not bad to look at. And so I've been like, stalking her from afar.
Right.
But she's a doll. And I reached out to her to see if she would help me on this book project that I was interviewing people on. And absolutely. And, then we had a great conversation. And we interviewed her today for our podcast. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that she told me yesterday, I think we had a conversation, and she said that she has been watching me.
Wow.
Online, and she likes what she sees me doing, and that was it was a wow. I was like, really? I had no idea, and pump up the ego a little bit and give you a little more humility. It's a very cool experience to have somebody that you respect turn around out of the blue and tell you what you were thinking about them.
Yep. It's
very cool, and I was like, I'm looking forward to a long friendship with this one, because it's like she's ahead of me, I think, but saying the same things and, same thought processes and stuff. And so coming back around to what I started this on, it was for anybody who's questioning why the hell they want to bother, I'm okay with who I am and where I'm at in life. Great. You should be.
Yeah.
But if you want to move beyond that, you're going to have to change. And if you want to move to something bigger and better, you've got to become bigger and better, or you've got to become worthy of bigger and better.
Yeah.
And it just means...
Real quick, I challenge you out there listening. We challenge you. Tim and I, good, love where you're at. And we freaking challenge you to go make a bigger difference in the world. Yeah, you're great where you are. And your life was not meant to live at the capacity that you're at now. Yeah. You were meant for more. Our spirits, our souls have infinite possibilities. And a lot of people have been living at not so much of an infinite possibilities level. So I challenge you. We challenge you. Step up to the plate. See how much more joy you can feel. See how many more lives you can make a difference in. Why not? Why not play that game? Why not step up to the plate? You got something better to do with your life? Okay, do it. Have fun. Love your life. Enjoy it. Be content and stretch. Stretch your soul, stretch yourself, stretch your capabilities, your mind. You will be so grateful that you did. And the type of people that you hang around, the type of experiences that you have, you will not be able to believe how your life transforms because of it.
Overnight.
Yeah.
And I also want to add a little to that too, is that sometimes we hear somebody saying something like that, stretch yourself. We may tend to feel like they're kind of expecting this giant change, this giant, I got to go way outside my comfort zone, right? Stick your little toe outside the comfort zone. That's enough today, right? You just have to get used to something a little different.
Yeah.
You can start your and if you're somebody who can take your game way outside just because you decide and bang, tomorrow I'm going to be a different person, more power to you.
Yeah.
Most of us can't do that. Most of us need we got to go baby steps.
Well, let go of
that's okay too.
Let go of the expectations. Let go of the attachment of what stretch means for you. That's what Tim is saying right now.
Yeah.
Let go of comparing yourself to other people and stretch to your best ability, because why not? Why not give it your best?
Yeah. Don't accept the definition you have now necessarily, because that came from other people.
Yep.
Right. So you can decide what stretch means for you.
Yeah.
Cool, man. All right. There are many different directions that we can take this, but I'm a little concerned that we may never we never finish. Let's do this. I would love to have you back on. My co-host, I know he wants to talk to you. Right? Gabi likes this stuff.
Good.
So what I want to do is commit you to a future interview, number 2, We'll bring you back on and we'll have some more fun.
Yeah.
But right now, let's make sure that we unless there's something else that we've maybe touched on and you want to
Perfect,
elaborate.
man.
All right.
I love it.
So let's give everybody every opportunity to get in touch with you. What's your preferred methods and where and how and when and who and
Cool.
who,
So
when,
first
why,
off, I put most of my stuff on Facebook, most of my communications, inspiration, content, facebook.com/TH3, the number 3, Burns, BURNS, facebook.com/TH3 Burns. Please follow me, send me a message, let me know you heard about me from Tim. Would love to connect with you. And then the second place you can really find a lot of great stuff is beyourgps.com. That's where we load the podcast, the 12-hour marathon, all the interviews, beyourgps.com. And you can find out all about the show, the 12-hour marathon. We post everything there. And between those two things, you can really find out just about everything that you need to about me, stay up to date with what I'm doing, and definitely get in contact with me. I love using Facebook Messenger and constantly checking the message box, my inbox, communications, all that good stuff.
Cool. GPS is greatest possible self.
Yes, it is.
In case anybody didn't catch that earlier.
Yep.
So cool. All right, man. Yeah, I'm going to include those links in the show notes and stuff for people too. I think I'm tapped out for right now.
Cool, man.
I appreciate the time. This was fun. I
Absolutely.
knew it would be. And looking forward to doing it again already.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are you in San Diego?
I'm in Orange County, Costa Mesa.
Orange County. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got to see about getting together physically again,
Yes.
live and in person, and then hang out a little bit somewhere and spend a little one-on-one time just chatting and
Absolutely.
changing the world.
Absolutely, man.
Plans for world domination.
Yes.
Pinky in the brain. All right, man. Let's end it here. I appreciate your time and your presence and your energy and all of that. And looking forward to the next time.
Awesome, Tim. Appreciate you, man. Love you.
You too.
Hope everyone out there listening has the best day ever, the best week ever, the best life ever. Make it count. Make it fun. Play full out. Play the game of life full out and just really step it up and trust yourself, honor your process, honor your journey, forgive yourself, let go of the shame, the guilt, all that stuff that doesn't serve you. Stop self-sabotaging, eliminate that stuff, experience emotional mastery, and exude more confidence today to ignite yourself, be a more loving, conscious, bold leader.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi, this is Tim Starr. Thanks for joining me and Gabi on the universe between your ears. We really appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us for a little while. And we'd like to see you again. So be sure to subscribe wherever it is you're consuming the podcast from, whether it's YouTube or Stitcher or iTunes or whatever the hell else is out there. We want to see you again. We also want to hear from you. So let us know what you think of each episode. Let us know if you got an idea for a future episode that you think would be just killer. Absolutely, let us know. All right? Thanks again, and we will see you next time around.